Hi there, welcome to the first episode of my 10-minute moan of today. And the topic of this 10-minute moan is a bit of the flavour of how Saturday's pro-UK rally went in George Square and the reaction it gained from certain people in society. Now, I'll probably do more than one video on this topic because there was a number of different people dealing and saying different things. People like MSPs, people like our city council leaders, people like the press, people like trade union groups, and even people who run our universities. And it's appalling because this pro-UK rally was framed as an anti-racist, anti-fascist and Nazi rally by many who opposed it. The reason that they used those terminology is very simple. If they were to stand against it in the terminology used by the organisers, and the theme of the day being pro-UK, then they would indeed need to advertise themselves as anti-UK. And although I'm no doubt they are, they obviously didn't want to be portrayed that way in public. So in this first video, I'll look at Janette Findlay's reaction to the protests and the rally in Glasgow's George Square by pro-UK citizens who have concerns about the level of immigration, the level of asylum, knife crime, housing crisis and all these things. These are the things that were spoke about on the stage at the rally. But Janette Findlay and certain others did not want to have it perceived in that way. So they went on a tirade, and I'm going to share a couple of free videos with you with Janette Findlay. Now, this woman is not just a normal person off the street. There's two things you need to know about her. She heads up a charity called Call It Out, which sells itself as an anti-sectarian, an anti-fascist, anti-racist, all these antis in the world charity. I'm not sure if she's paid with this charity or who funds it, but she's been a mouthpiece for it for a long time. Janette Findlay is also a lecturer at one of the top universities in the country, namely Glasgow University. She works in the business faculty there as a lecturer, educating our children and young adults. And I'm going to play these videos and talk you through them individually, and I want you to ask the question when you listen to her and the bile she's spouting and the aggression shown and the hatred you can see clearly, if this is the type of person that should be leading a charity and teaching our young adults. So the first one is, while Celtic's ultras, the Green Brigade, now there's nobody disputing that's who they are, they tried to enter the square at the Unionist end and were kettled in by police. They certainly weren't coming to join me and those standing beside me. So why were they coming in at that end? Well, they do like a bit of a scuffle to the Green Brigade. And they were kettled by the police about the width of a road away from gaining access to the Unionist pro-UK rally that was going on in the city centre. They were then marched again in kettle formation up to the opposite end of the square where this counter-protest was taking place. And I think the intelligence was suggesting that they were going to try and get back to our side, or maybe annoy people try to leave later on in the night. So the police decided to keep them in the kettle formation, which is their duty, as this is something that happens normally with football fans, where, you know, I've been there, I've been in foreign countries where it's used even more than the UK, and I've been kettled myself. It's what happens when the police want to control a body of football fans. Now, let's see how Janette reacted when she approached the area that the Celtic fans were being kettled, and this is how she spoke to a young police officer at that time. So there you go. The police are obviously wanting others to move out, because they started chatting at some point, let them go or let them free or something like that, because the people in the counter-protest wanted these people to not be kettled and obviously given free rein to the area and let them do whatever they want. So, quite a hostile part, and it's normal for police to instruct people to move, as you've seen in the video I've just shown you. And what's the first thing Janette Findlay says? Are you kettling the Huns? Right? That is a term of endearment, and I say that loosely, that Celtic fans use against Rangers fans. So that's our first interaction of the day. At some other point, there was a, as you call it, a civilian journalist who was filming, and I believe this guy went to both sides of the protest to get some feedback from the crowd. Now, as he was starting to chat to Janette and two male friends of hers, they noticed his phone cover had a Union flag on it. This is their reaction to the Union flag.
I'm on Independent. I'm just recording what's going on here. You have any idea? Huh? You have any idea what's going on here?
Maybe in the wrong side of the square.
You're
maybe the wrong side, mate. Maybe I'm up there, mate.
Sorry, hey, it's okay. This is just my phone cover. That's all. But I just like the UK. That's all. I just like the UK. That's all. Can I not like the UK? Am I not welcome to do that?
You know, these guys up here. The other side of the square.
I'm just.
They're pro-UK. They're pro-UK.
Yeah, but I'm actually trying to get both sides of the argument. Am I not allowed to do that? Well.
So, what did we see there? Well, we seen Janette Findlay tell the man, after her friend noticed his Union flag, that it was a butcher's apron. And he made it quite clear to the man that he shouldn't be there. They should go to the other side of the square, be made welcome there. So they've decided that that man shouldn't be part of their movement, which we were told was anti-fascist, anti-racist, anti-whatever it is they wanted to call it, because it wasn't, in their eyes, a pro-UK rally we were having. So that would suggest to me, and to you who are obviously watching, even those with a slightly open mind, that they felt as soon as you show an allegiance to the Union flag, you're somehow no welcome in an anti-racist or anti-fascist manner, and you'd be better going to the other side of the square. And then we seen how that conversation ended with Janette Findlay's male friend hitting the boy's camera with a bottle of water. So this is the welcome everyone side of protesting. These people that pretend that everybody's welcome on their side, unless you have a Union flag. And unless you're a Hun. We've picked up that so far as well. So, she then took to the stage, and I've split her stage appearance into two short clips for you to watch and discuss.
A group of anti-fascist marchers from our community came in this square, and they're currently being kettled over in that corner by political police who stood and let them assemble, who have allowed them to assemble inside those bars behind us, but when our people arrive to stand as anti-racists, with anti-racists, they're kettled in that corner, and we cannot ignore that.
So, what she claims in this one is the group of renowned football hooligans, Celtic's Green Brigade, should not have been kettled. She then makes a comment about the police being political police, and they're now being held for some imaginary political reason, other than they were there to cause bother and attack a peaceful, legal protest. We've just ignored that fact. And she then makes a claim that the police allowed us to set up and have our protest stroke rally, whatever word you want to attach to it. And I find that bizarre, because the pro-UK rally was arranged first and discussions started first with the police force. So the people that maybe shouldn't have been allowed to set up would maybe be the people on the stage that Janette's actually standing on, mouthing off about. But she seems very, very upset that people like myself are allowed to protest and rally, which is your legal right as a UK citizen, And we shouldn't be allowed to do that. And we should let football hooligans be allowed free will to go wherever they want in that square, and in particular the pro-UK rally that they seem intent in coming into in the first place. So we've just to let these things happen. Let's see the final video of Janette's day on Saturday.
And to this day, we are different. In actual fact, when people talk about standing against the right, when you talk about the people who are standing at the back of this square and who are assembled in the pubs behind us, that ragtag and bobtail crowd are not who you're thinking about. They're for the Orange Order, they're for loyalist groups. That's who they are. They are the people who swim in the same dirty water as the racists who are in Luton or London or anywhere else. And when you assemble racists here, that's who you assemble.
So there we go. We are Orange Order. We're loyalist groups apparently. Now, just for the complete disclosure, I am not, nor never been, a member of any Orange Order. Never have been. And I'm not a member of any loyalist groups. But that's who Janette has in her head, are the people assembled in George Square in a pre-arranged, pre-agreed and arranged before their counter-protests rally in celebration and to discuss things about pro-UK. This woman, let me remind you, runs a charity which is meant to be anti-racist, anti-sectarian. Baloney to that. Now, I'm just going to get one final video for you to watch.
Us in our community and protect our churches, our places of worship, when those bastards are going past us. So thank you. Solidarity.
So there we go. That was Janette Findlay, who is an advocate apparently for anti-sectarianism in Scotland, talking about Protestants as bastards, right? You couldn't make this up. This is a joke, but this is a community that myself, as a unionist, and many like me, have had to endure for about at least a dozen years, since just before the independence referendum in 2014. This is a society that we live in. This is the stuff we've been putting up with for too long. And this is the stuff that's got to stop. But it'll be a battle, because we have a parliament, a leading party, a media, trade unions, charities, and even our universities. And it's not just hers that are still allowing this sort of stuff to happen. There's another video coming about another university in Glasgow and how they reacted to the pro-UK rally in Glasgow. But this is driven by fear. Fear that their dreams of an independent and republic Scotland, for many of them, are almost over. So the people who don't want that, or the people who are middle of the road on that, are just fed up with the way this country's been ran because of a single point argument about independence. Sick of it. Enough is enough. So, thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. If you've not already done so, please consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell. But most importantly of all, unless you're Janette Findlay or any of her type who just actually hate the United Kingdom.
Everyone else, have a great day. Cheerio, bye now.